Gilbert Chagoury, a name synonymous with wealth, influence, and a disconcerting proximity to controversy. Born in Nigeria to Lebanese parents, Chagoury's story is a quintessential tale of rags to riches, albeit one with a decidedly murky underbelly. He is the mastermind behind the sprawling Chagoury Group, a conglomerate with tentacles reaching across various sectors, from construction and real estate to flour mills and hospitality. The Chagoury Group boasts assets worth billions of dollars, a testament to Chagoury's business acumen, or perhaps, as some would argue, to something far more insidious. Chagoury's rise to prominence is interwoven with Nigeria's turbulent political landscape, a landscape fraught with corruption and instability. He has successfully navigated the treacherous waters of Nigerian politics, currying favor with military dictators and democratically elected leaders alike. This ability to seamlessly transition between regimes, regardless of their ideology or purported commitment to good governance, is a testament to Chagoury's mastery of the dark arts of political maneuvering. His story is a stark reminder that in Nigeria, power often trumps principles and money whispers louder than words. Chagoury's influence extends far beyond the boardrooms of his corporate empire. He has cultivated deep ties within the corridors of power, effortlessly traversing the divide between the political elite and the business world. This access has afforded him preferential treatment in government contracts, favorable policy decisions, and a level of impunity that has long fueled public outrage. Chagoury's story is not merely about one man's rise to wealth and power, it is a microcosm of the systemic rot that has plagued Nigeria for decades. His involvement in numerous scandals, often involving allegations of bribery, money laundering, and other financial crimes, has cemented his reputation as a figure shrouded in suspicion. Despite facing numerous accusations and investigations, Chagoury has managed to evade serious consequences, his wealth and connections seemingly shielding him from the full force of the law. This culture of impunity has eroded public trust in government and reinforced the perception that Nigeria is a nation where the wealthy and well-connected operate above the law. Behind the facade of a successful businessman, Gilbert Chagoury's past is littered with convictions that paint a far more troubling picture. In 2000, he found himself on the wrong side of the law, convicted in a Swiss court for money laundering. This conviction, stemming from his involvement in transferring illicit funds, offered a glimpse into the shadowy dealings that have come to define Chagoury's career. The Swiss court's verdict exposed Chagoury's willingness to engage in illegal activities to further his financial interests, confirming the suspicions of many who had long questioned the source of his immense wealth. The conviction, however, was merely the tip of the iceberg. Further investigations revealed Chagoury's association with various criminal organizations, further tarnishing his already questionable reputation. His connections to these organizations, involved in a range of illicit activities from drug trafficking to arms smuggling, raised serious concerns about the nature of his business dealings and the source of his fortune. Despite the gravity of these allegations, Chagoury has consistently denied any wrongdoing, claiming that his association with these individuals and organizations was purely coincidental and devoid of any criminal intent. However, the evidence suggests otherwise, painting a picture of a man willing to operate in the shadows and engage with unsavory characters to amass wealth and influence. The money laundering conviction and his ties to criminal networks highlight a pattern of behavior that raises serious questions about Chagoury's commitment to ethical business practices and the rule of law.
It's interesting that this same Chagoury is back in business with the Tinubu government. I remember that when Obasanjo came into power, it was said that, Obasanjo had chased the Chagourys out of Nigeria, knowing what corrupt things they did with Abacha and so on. So now we have the civilian rule over President Tinubu, and obviously not much has changed for the Chagourys. They just changed and replaced General Abacha with Bola Tinubu in their hijack of the country. This is quite evidence in the abuse and flagrant disregard for Procurement Act. In the award of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, I hear that it's the Chagourys that are carrying out this contract without any bidding, without any due process whatsoever. And wait for it. Unconfirmed news of President Tinubu's official visit to South Africa in Chagoury's private jet was also reported. And it was also reported that Nigeria recently ordered 2 presidential jets through the same Mr. Chagoury. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. You know, the story about the Chagourys was actually broken by the news publication of November 10, 1997. The news magazine was a magazine that was bankrolled by Tinubu, then Nadeco financier. It was Tinubu that bankrolled the news magazine. And the news magazine was actually exposing the level of corruption in Abacha's government and what he was doing with the Chagourys, how the Chagourys were aiding and abetting Abacha's corruption that time. So why would the same Chagourys be in bed with Tinubu now? You know, oh, Chagoury's private jet was used to take Tinubu to South Africa. I remember vividly in 2004, when Nuhu Ribadu was EFCC chairman, you know, he attempted to arrest the Chagourys. He said, oh, we can't. You couldn't investigate corruption in Nigeria without looking at the Chagourys. Nuhu Ribadu, who is today working in Tinubu's government as the National Security Advisor, he was EFCC chairman and he was, you know, adamant on arresting the Chagourys because of corruption. When that was after Abacha's reign, Nuhu Ribadu served under Obasanjo, and Obasanjo chased the Chagourys out of Nigeria because he also knew about the corruption. So how can these same Chagourys be the ones building the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Way without any kind of bidding, without going through due process? You know, the Procurement Act wasn't followed at all. Isn't it strange? It's really strange, but it goes to show that Nigeria is in deep trouble, because the level of corruption going on is beyond pardon. Well, I rest my case. Thanks for stopping by. Please share, like, subscribe.